Yo guys, it's your homie Zeno Payne. I'd like to welcome y'all to one of the Black Desert Online video for the Xbox One, and today we're going to be going over a worker's guide. I don't know how many of you have been waiting for this guide, but now is the day to come out with it because I've seen a lot of people asking about how workers work, etc. on the game, amongst other things. So other than that, let's go ahead and bounce in the guide. Alright guys, so how we're going to start this guide is with recruiting workers and how to recruit said workers. What you guys are going to want to do is press start, go to world map, and whatever city you're in, that's where you want to hire those workers. And especially if you have nodes connected. So if you guys have nodes connected in Velia, you guys want to go ahead and do a worker there. If you guys have nodes connected in Hydale, you want to go ahead and get the workers there, Alta Nova, etc. Or if you have them all connected because you have a lot of contribution points, then you guys can go to any city. So we're going to use Hydale for this example. So what you guys are going to want to do is go into your world map, press A on Hydale, and then RS over to manage crafting. And then look for a house with lodging. So this is storage, refinery, costume mill, residence, carpentry, jewelry. So we're still looking for a lodging house right here. Boom, 1-star lodging. So what you guys are going to want to do is go ahead and press A on lodging to get it highlighted, and then go down to check purchase conditions. Now it's going to require contribution points, so make sure you guys have contribution points left over. It usually costs 2 to 3 contribution points, so just keep that in mind. So we're going to go ahead and purchase the 9-1 for the lodging, and then boom, now we have the 1-star. And as you guys can see on the bottom, remaining 51 seconds, progress 18.3%. we have to wait for that bar to max out before we can hire a worker. So we're going to go ahead and wait, and I'm going to go ahead and pause the video right here so that way we can get there quicker. So give me a second, guys. Boom, we hit 100%. Now we can go ahead and just get out of this. If you guys want to buy more lodging, I recommend doing that if you want more workers. So just keep on repeating that process until you have as much lodging as you can and hire as many workers as you can. So we're going to go and press B, and we're going to go ahead and go to a work supervisor. You guys are going to want to press Y and go into contract workers. Now this costs 5 energy. Now you're going to spend most of the time re-rolling workers, and we're going to get into that here shortly. But the reason why is because you guys want a skilled worker or a professional worker, because you guys have a chance of getting a naive worker, basic workers, skilled workers, professional workers, and artisan workers. Artisan workers, you guys would have to get 500 amity in that city in order to even see those. So what you guys want to aim for is skilled workers and or professional workers. So now we're going to go ahead and press A, consume 5 energy. We got a human worker. Now with humans, have a luck base stat that's higher than any other worker. So if you guys want more rare materials when you guys put your workers on a node to work, I recommend a human worker. If you don't, well, there's others. We have a goblin worker. A goblin worker works faster, but they consume a lot more stamina, so you would have to give them a lot more beer. Now we also have giants. As you guys can see, I'm not getting one. Boom, we got a giant. A giant works longer, so they gather more, and they just like they have a bigger stamina bar. So and the way that works is with work speed. You guys can see their stat is 45. That is how fast your worker will work for each task. Action strength, which is your stamina, that is how many times you can increase the workload. So their stamina is 25. That means I can send my giant out to work at one node 25 times before I have to replenish him with beer. Luck is the likeliness of getting rare items while gathering, and move speed is how fast your worker will travel to places. So I'm not going to hire this guy, but if you guys wanted to, you guys would just press A. And when you guys press A, it'll ask you to confirm, do you want to hire this worker? And then you guys would press A, and boom, the worker will be hired. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into how to send your workers to work on each node. Alright guys, now that we know how to recruit our workers from each city, now was the time to show you guys how to get them to work. Now, if you guys have hired workers in Hydel, this is where I recommend nodes being completed and connected, because in order for workers in Hydel to work in Calpheon, you would have to have your nodes connected from Hydel to Calpheon, and also that works with Calpheon to Velia, Velia to Altanova in Hydel, and then Altanova to Valencia. So you guys need all those nodes connected if you guys plan on having your workers go somewhere else. And I also see this question a lot about workers and how to switch them to cities. You cannot. So if you hire workers in Hydel, they stay in Hydel, but you can send them to work in a node in Calpheon if you want, but you can't switch the lodging from Hydel to Calpheon, so you can't transfer your workers that way. Once you purchase them in the city, they stay in that city. But now we're gonna go ahead and, like I said, go into how to put them to work. So you guys are gonna look for a node, and you guys are gonna have to do your own research on what would make you money if you guys are doing this for the purpose of making you money, or if you need something, you guys can just Google that in order to get the node that you want to gather what you need. But we're going to use abandoned mine for this example. So what you guys are going to want to do is open up your world map and press A on the node that you want your worker to work at. Then you're going to want to RS to manage work. As you guys can see here, I have a bunch of workers right now with timers, and they're already working already. But I have one goblin that's a professional that I can put to work. So the zinc ore, as you guys can see, is what I can farm here. But in order to do that, what you guys are going to have to do is press A on the node again, back out, and node management. You guys are going to have to invest into the node, make sure it's connected to the city you hired that worker from, and then go down. And as you guys can see, some of them will have gathering, specialties, lumbering, and mining. So this place is specific to mining. You're going to have to invest additional contribution points into these in order to have your worker to work. So there's 2 mining nodes here in the abandoned iron mine, and I went ahead and invested 3 times 2 for a total of 6. Now once that is invested, you guys can press A, manage work, and then start your work for that worker. So it depends on what worker you want to do, but for instance, this is the only one I have available currently because all the other ones are already working. There's 2 ways you guys can do this. You guys can go ahead and press X and he'll work 1 time. Or you guys can press, this has to be done before your worker is working. You guys can press Y to repeat the setting. And you can put him working there as many times as you want. So say I want him to stay there for 30 workloads. I'm going to go ahead and push 30. You can put any amount. It doesn't matter, just as long as it's, you know, corresponding to their stamina, because their stamina determines how much they can work there before you have to refill their stamina bar with beer. Now we're going to go ahead and press confirm. As you can see, workload 30 times. Then I'm going to press X, and boom, he started working. So now it's 1 hour 31 minutes before he gets done. And when you guys back out and then check the node again, it will show that it's only 1 time, but I can promise you 100% it's happened to me. It's buggy. So he'll still work the 30 times or until his stamina is completely gone. Now we're going to go into the skills of each worker and go into detail about those. All right, so now we're going to go into the skills. So there's 2 ways you guys can go ahead and open up the worker menu. If you guys have beer, you guys would press start inventory and press A on said beer, and it'll pop you up to this menu. Or if you guys don't have any beer, you guys would press up on the D-pad, and then to the bottom right of the ring menu, you'll see worker list. RS over to the worker list, boom, you have the worker list. Now, the skills that they learn are completely RNG, so we're going to go into detail, but not really into detail because the skills are RNG. But as they level up to certain levels, they will gain more skills to learn. So like level 10, level 20, level 30, level 15, level 25, those are the different skills that they could learn. Like, for instance, this is a human skilled worker. They have Thrifty B, 7% chance of returning 10% of one material during crafting. That means that they would the return when you guys craft with this, which would either be doing armor or clothes, it would give you a bigger return. And they also have jewelry work speed +5, polishing knowledge. And then the giant skilled worker has simple C, work speed +1, and quick C, movement speed +5. So the movement speed would be really good for when you are trying to send a worker to a further place. Like if you guys are in Velia and you guys send them all the way to Valencia, they would get there faster and work just a little bit faster. So, movement speed is pretty good because they have to travel from Velia to Valencia to start working. So that's why it takes longer when you guys send workers out to a longer place or to a further place. And then Professional Goblin has Lucky Guy B, luck +0.7%. And then Work Supervisor B, work speed +2. That means he works super duper fast. Then we also have Professional Giant Workers, Quick A, movement speed +10, and 5% chance of returning 10% of one material during crafting. And then we also have another skilled human worker. As you guys can see, this is what makes it RNG. This skilled worker has Thrifty B, polishing knowledge, and this skilled worker has workshop knowledge and work supervisor C. You can also, if it lets me RB over, you can change the skills if you want and just follow directions, and you guys can do that. And then promoting is possible, and what it says at the bottom is the promotion takes 1 day. During this time, other workers cannot take the test. If the worker passes, their level, skill, and stats will be reset, but they will be better. So at level 10, you guys can promote your workers. At level 20, you can promote your workers, and level 30, you can promote your workers, but only one at a time. So you got to wait until they actually pass. That's also RNG. Nothing is really based off of that. Now, there are rumors that the higher the level of your worker, the higher chance it has at passing each promotional step. But take that with a grain of salt. It might be just made up. Nobody really knows. It's not set in stone. So if any of you guys can confirm in the comments, like actual 100% proof that that is the case, I would appreciate it. I will pin it to the top of the comment section so everybody could see. So if you guys want, like I said, go ahead and level up your worker as far as you can get it before doing this. I recommend level 25 if you guys are planning on doing that, but someone may recommend something else depending if they're more fluent with the whole worker thing and stuff like that. So that covers the skills for the worker. Alright, so now that we know how to hire workers, their skills, how to promote them, and how to get them to work and connect our nodes, we're going to go ahead and go into how to make beer. So that way you guys can save that money and not buy from the central market all the time. Now, there's a lot more that we can go into detail about workers because there's other things that workers can do, but that's for another time because this guide would be about 1 hour long, and I know you guys more than likely probably wouldn't watch a 1 hour video. So now to get started on the beer. So I'm right here by the central manager because I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with the central manager here in Velia. But what you guys are going to need to do is just go ahead and follow me. This is where you can farm potatoes for free. So you guys don't have to buy them. You guys don't have to buy the seeds and, do your whole garden for your own farm. You guys could just come up here and look around until you see the potato thing come up. So you guys are going to need a hoe in order to get these potatoes. So go ahead and hold down Y, and then you'll start gathering. Now, once you guys are done gathering, you guys want 5 potatoes. Obviously, you want more if you want to make a lot of beer. So now that we have the potatoes, you guys will also need a cooking utensil and a residence. Now, how you guys get the residence is the way I showed you how to get the lodging. You guys can go to any city to buy a residence, but go ahead and open up your world map. Then press A on the city and then manage crafting, and then you guys would buy a residence. Once you guys buy a residence, know where it's at, and that's where you're going to put your cooking utensil in. So going to back out, now we have to go to the cook here in Velia or anywhere to get the other ingredients for beer. Now we have the chef, which is here. If you guys auto path to Velia, it'll take you automatically there. And then we go down here, down the stairs, and boom, there is the chef. So what we're gonna need from the chef is 6 mineral water, and then we're gonna need 2 leavening agents, and then 1 sugar. That is the bare minimum to make beer. You guys can also use grain, but if you guys have a farm, that's what you guys would get the grain from. Then this guy has it all. So you guys go to shop. You guys can buy your cooking utensil here if you guys don't already have one. You guys can buy the sugar, the mineral water, and the agent for your beer. It's the easiest way to do it, so go ahead and do that. Now we're gonna go ahead and go to the casa and make some food for our workers or beer. So now that we're here at a residence, you guys are going to want to go in and you guys are going to want to place down your cooking utensil. And how you do that is press up on your D-pad and then RB all the way over to tools. And as you guys see here, these are already check marked. I already put them down. Just press A, follow the directions, place it where you want, and then boom, you have a cooking utensil. Now we're going to go ahead and go into the cooking utensil. Go and press Y, then press A. We're going to go ahead and put potato, mineral water, leavening agent, and sugar. Then you guys are going to want to press Y to confirm, and then up on your D-pad for 5 potatoes, up on your D-pad again for 6 mineral water, up on your D-pad again for 2 leavening agents, and then 1 sugar. Then you guys are going to want to press Y to start cooking. If you guys have more than, you know, more potatoes and all the other ingredients, you guys are going to want to click multiple times, so that way you just keep on cooking the beer over and over and over again. But for the video, we're gonna go ahead and just do it once. So you press A, start cooking, go ahead and wait for your character to be done, and then once she is done, boom, dish with more ingredients, beer. Now we have beer, so just keep on doing that, guys, to go ahead and feed your workers the beer. And if you guys want to do that, you guys would press start, inventory, press A on beer, and then you guys go to whatever worker you want, and you guys can manually do it by just pressing A, and then this will pop up. You could do recover all or give them 1 beer at a time. So other than that, guys, that covers this worker guide. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button. And if you guys want more Black Desert Online for the Xbox One content or gaming content in general, don't forget to subscribe, especially if you're new here. And if you guys have any additional questions or recommendations for future guides about Black Desert Online, let me know down in the comment section down below. Other than that, your homie Xeno Pain out. Peace.